But the council, not the other.
The requirement to be confined to the home. How do we handle women medical care needs? For example, we need Muslim women gynecologists to attend to our wives. We need Muslim women as midwives to handle our wives in the home.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Before I answer this question, I want to say an observation that I have. Most times when we ask questions, we who have given a discussion as an individual, I usually wonder, did you even listen to the lecture at all? If you listen to the lecture, you might not have asked this question. Many times we ask questions. Some of us who get the talk will be wondering, if you understood what we discussed, this question will not arise. Would you say in one sentence that this discussion is about saying that women are confined to the house, they must never go out? Is that what we are saying? Or are we also saying that women go out, just be flying about? Is that what we are saying? No, this is not what we are saying. So most times we have a premeditation. Sometimes I call them stereotypes. We bring those stereotypes to the classroom. We do not listen to the discussion with an open mind. If you are not learning, you should at least know how we are thinking. If you don't take new ideas, you should at least know, okay, what are you thinking about? Let me understand the matter from this other perspective. Then you can ask questions that will show that you understand these words. But questions like this really do not show that the person asking the question has understood this discussion at all. So it makes me feel very sad, as if we've just spent the entire time just trying to, I don't know, but it just gives me an impression that the person asking was either not in class or was in class but not attentive. Nevertheless, we'll still answer that question because that is the job we take or we have taken. And like I always say, we always be repeating it, we repeat it, we repeat it. Maybe one day Allah will make us to understand. We have not said that a woman cannot work as a doctor. We are not saying that a woman cannot go out. We are in the times of the Messenger alayhi salatu salam, when all these verses of the Quran and Ahadith came down, there were women who were taking deliveries of women. Women can go out. Let me say, women can go out, but upon what conditions? That is just what we are saying. Women can go out, but upon what conditions? You can go out and learn, but upon what conditions? You can go out and work as a doctor, but upon what conditions? When you fulfill these conditions, you are not disobeying Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When you don't fulfill these conditions, you are under disobedience to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is what we are saying. We are not saying a woman cannot work as a doctor. No, we didn't say that. I have a madrasa for women, girls, alone. And the thinking is that most times, the knowledge of the women folk is behind. Knowledge, I mean, knowledge of the religion. Because knowledge is in two forms. Ilmu dunya and ilmu al-akhirah. Allah said so in the Quran. Knowledge is of two forms. Zahirul hayat dunya and what? Ilmu al-akhirah. He mentioned that at the beginning of Surah Ar-Ruh. When we now talk of the knowledge of akhirah, the bulk of it is compulsory upon every one of us as individuals. But ilmu dunya, the one with which we need for our day-to-day existence is compulsory on us. Like the knowledge I need to acquire to be able to make money to eat, it's compulsory. Likewise, the knowledge that I need to acquire to be able to observe Salat correctly is compulsory on me. Now you always hardly find to say, okay, we need women who can teach physics, chemistry, biology, mathematics. Create an environment for them. Give them a headmistress. Give them a cashier. Give them a head that can coordinate the women. Many of our sisters, maybe biochemistry, microbiology, chemistry, physics, bring them together. Set up a school for them. Create 2 classes, A and B. Let them train girls to write GCE, to write JAM, to write all of these. These are the kinds of alternatives we should be thinking about. This kind of a job, if you look at it, in the bulk of it, it will fulfill all the conditions. The husband will be bold enough to leave you to go out. Why? The environment where you are teaching is largely Islamic. Everybody there is a woman. Everybody there is a sister. No man will come there to premix with the women. So it will be easy to give you easy. Then you can make some money from it. Some little money from it. Sometimes many women going about selling, they may not be able to say they made 100,000 naira in 1 month. What you teach in a school, you can make 100,000, you can make 120, you can make 150. You take lunch in school. I don't know the schools, but I usually like to give workers lunch. You can give them lunch in school. Women, give them lunch, and then they are able to teach your girls and your daughters. The girls will gradually grow to become people who never have free access, the kind of student-teacher access, male and female. It will cut off from their life. Start this like this from primary school. Engage them like this in secondary school. They are already matured. Well, if they have to go to a university, they know how to disconnect themselves from men. Why? They have always ever been taught to relate with women alone. These are the kinds of things that we should be thinking about. These are the kind of jobs that we should be thinking about. Creating our own atmosphere if we understand what our gene wants. So, and then perhaps the girls too will grow up to learn other things in life. I heard a professor of Arabic. A professor of Arabic started a female-only university in Zaria. Professor of Arabic started a female-only university in Zaria, here in Nigeria. When he was asked, why did you do that? He said, I want to create a proper Islamic environment for women who want to work and girls who want to study these things. My dear brothers, how many Muslim professors do we have, men and women, who have been gynecologists, oncologists, all the logists, nephrologists, all the logists? Have they thought of things like this? So these are the kinds of motivations like discussions like this will create. You have a lot of Muslim doctors, men and women. Are they thinking about changing the narrative regarding our women such that if today our girls have to relate and pre-mix with men to become medical doctors, are their daughters also coming to do that again? If it happens today that our women have to pre-mix to become medical doctors with men, wear scrub in theaters, clothes that does not reach the hand, does that one fulfill the condition of hijab? But they say, okay. These women who graduate as doctors, professors, are they thinking about that my own daughter who wants to be a doctor should not pass through this again? Are they thinking like that? What will make them think like that are discussions like this. Think about something else. Create a narrative. Change the narrative to support our deen. But what you want is that, let's say, yeah. We must be able to remove the child from the bathwater. That's what we are talking about. We can't continue like this. It can't go on like that. It can't. So look at that. Those conditions, Allah has set them there. And He will ask you about it. You are a gynecologist. Your children don't have any training about Islam. So what? Your husband said, Umu, you can't go out. Take care of these children. You have what with which you can teach them. You can teach them Quran, teach them manners, teach them everything. Pay attention to them, ensure that the house is clean, ensure that your children are. This one is more beneficial to you, to your home. It's your basic duty that Allah will ask you about. And if you have women in your community, you can help. When it comes, you help them. La yukallifullahu nafsan illa wus'aha. If you want to carry upon your head loads that are beyond you. So nobody is saying that women don't learn medicine. Women, I didn't even talk about that. I thought it was the basic rule. Women want to work outside the home. But you know what? A woman who is following delivery about, she wants to use the example of a woman who is a doctor for her own reason to work as a delivery, be running about the streets. And there are different things. So let us just be sincere with ourselves. Sometimes we ask questions that those who gave the talks begin to wonder, did you even listen to this talk at all? And I usually, when I give a talk, I don't just read the nusus. I like to give you practical examples that will make us understand. So when we ask questions that appear at the 20th, but believe I. Because if I give a talk, my ultimate aim is that my audience should understand me. So if I have a feedback that suggests that they do not understand me, I feel defeated. I like to start again. So it's as if I can just start the entire discussion again. But I hope that you understand me, inshallah. So it's not that you come and say that women should not become doctors. Nobody said that. I didn't even say doctor throughout the talk. This word doctor did not come out of my mouth. Teacher did not come out of my mouth. Engineer did not come out of my mouth. I was just saying a woman who wants to go out. It's not even just about work. It's about a Muslim woman living her home. What conditions should she fulfill? Apply it as appropriate. That's all. So are you saying that Muslim women should not be doctors? I didn't say that. May Allah protect us.
I think some of
I didn't even say that. That was why even before I started the talk, we were apprehensive. Abū Nāsir, Naharamo. I usually emphasize one of those conditions because we have seen it. Many children need attention of their mothers at home. Wallahi, it makes sense when a woman is a working mother. The children suffer it. These days, in the last 7 years, I've been dealing with children. I understand children now a lot, despite my own loads that I have. I understand children a lot. Women will have a lot to do. That's why two things have been happening. Those who want to destroy the society, they don't want you women to stay at home. They want to help you train your children. They want to help you train your children. So they say, bring your children to us. She said, don't worry. By the time you come back from your job, your son is asking you, Mommy, am I a cat or a dog? I have seen this before. One of our sisters walking too. Sharia-based clinical walking. A day before Eid al-Fitr, she was asking her son and daughter, how are you preparing for Eid? The son said, I am not having any Eid, Mommy. She said, what do you mean? She said, you are the one fasting. We were not fasting. You are who? Said, me and my younger sister. Why? We are not Muslims like you. That's what we are. Why are you saying her? Why are you surprised? You can't eat your cake and have it. School won not law. What were they reading on the internet? It is when we see the result we start saying Subhanallah. A boy was brought from Canada to us, to me. The person who brought him is a professor. He said, Abū Nāsir. We said, nígbà tó bá di wàhálà, ó fi gún wọn lá o. Nígbà tó bá di wàhálà pẹ̀lẹ́ mọ̀ ní kan wá Abū Nāsir lọ. Tọ́mọ yẹn bá brilliant dáadáa tí bá ní ẹmú ọmọ ìwá ká sọ́dọ̀ àfà ẹ̀mù sálọ. Nothing ló fẹ́ ṣe, medicine ló fẹ́ ṣe, ẹ̀fẹ́ kó di àfà. Tọ́mọ yẹn bá wá yarí mọ́ iná wọ́n pẹ́ ẹnìkan mú wá bá Abū Nāsir. The boy was brought from the country where he was brought. The mother told him and the younger sister that they are coming to Nigeria to celebrate 85th birthday of grandma. That was why I said, tell you. That birthday was in my school. The girl came with a short sleeve like this, and with hairs that are touching her at the back. What's it called? Bob Marley. The one that is flowing on their back. I don't know the name they call it. So when I saw them, I knew that there's a problem. We started talking to the boy. It was time for Zoe. The boy did not pray. What happened? I don't believe that we should pray. There are boys here, we know this boy. He does not believe there is anything called Allah. The girl too was not praying. But it was easier to convince the girl. She was younger. So she started praying. Women discussed with the girl. Very quickly she took jilbab, she started praying. She lose the hair off during any. If you see her in jilbab, you'll be saying, mashallah. It was a complete change for the girl. But as for the boy, it was big trouble. Big trouble. Some young boys here engaged in, I didn't know about that. Young boys engaged him. They brought him back to Islam. He started observing Salah. And he was stable in his deen. Do you know what happened? You can imagine how people are playing with Allah. I don't care whether you leave that boy or girl in my school. But also, it's most likely where you are taking that boy to, he will not have attention to his deen. So there are a lot of problems. Our problem is beyond gynecology. The problem is beyond gynecology, and it has to start with women. You are the first school. You are the first person. So if you are educated, most likely our coming children will be educated. But if our women fail, we have all failed. Is the reason why some women will say, Abū Nāsir, what's my attack? Me attacking around family to understand the situation here. Once the women fail, all of us now we have failed. We have failed if women fail. And those who study the society, they understand. So the first thing they will do, they will make you hate to stay and give your children Tarbiyat al-Islam. They don't want you to do it. And they have waited for you in the schools. The worst ones are those living abroad, UK, US. They are waiting for you there. They have organized the syllabus such that as long as your children are in their schools, they will catch them. Not just that, catch them young. Meanwhile, you are too busy also with work. So you don't know what they are doing. You don't have time to know what your children are doing. You don't have time to question and ask, what did you study today? Many of us, all that concerns us is dunya. Money, money, money. How will your children become engineers? Like the last time we had a KBC here last year, we were discussing Maryam. Have we had women who will say, you, this my son. You, na afa you go be. Do we have that options? You, this my daughter. Maryam, tell me what? Can't yet. Do we do that? You have 7 children. This one, engineer. When they do, what do children do in schools? Career day. Share up on there. So you already make those children like to be lawyers, doctors, engineers, footballer, judge. Did you see Albani there? Did you see Gumbaz there? Kila Karain Jesse? Kila Karain Jesse? A man brought a son to us. He left the boy was in the hostel. 3 weeks later, he came back. Fortunately, I saw him, but I didn't know what he came to do. Because I don't attend to people. There are staff attending to people, so I don't talk to them. Unless they need to escalate a matter. When he left, the principal said, what? That boy became a very stubborn boy in the street was why he brought him to us. When his younger ones are going to madrasa, he will go and stay on the road and be stoning them to go back home. So they will run back. The father now thought, so he brought that boy to our school. Now when the boy came, the first week, second week, he did not hear us calling him, hey, your boy is causing problem for us. So he said he was one day paying a fine. Did you give him something? He didn't give him something. He said he's expecting that he would have caused one trouble that will make the school authority to invite that boy. So he was surprised that so his boy can be gentle like this. It is when the boys become troublesome. That is why if you look at the society, the brilliant ones went to school. The thugs went to Ilekeo. The thugs who went to Ilekeo will be the ones to coordinate the dean of those ones who are doctors and lawyers. Alenika is heading a market somewhere. Reserve your brilliant children for the religion of Allah. That is what will remain for you. Allah said, بَلْ تُؤْثِرُونَ الْحَيَاةَ الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةُ خَيْرٌ وَأَبْقَىٰ إِنَّ هَذَا لَفِي الصُّحُفِ الْأُولَىٰ صُحُفِ إِبْرَاهِيمَ وَمُوسَىٰ. Concern for dunya is too much. Now don't misunderstand me again. Because we're in a generation of misunderstanding. What to say doctor? No, that is not what I'm saying. Oh, are you saying that our children should not be lawyers? That is not what I'm saying. But be fair to Allah. Be fair to Allah. Be fair to yourself. Ad-deenun nasiha. Liman? Lillahi wa li rasulihi wa li dinihi wa li a'immati al-muslimin wa ammatihi. Give everything its place. But in all of these, women have a cardinal role to play. Ikhwan. We have been in this dunya now more than half of a century. Women have big roles, Ikhwan. Big roles. Once they fail, everybody will fail. So that's why we thought, okay, can we have young teach them for 2 years? Let them learn Aqidah, let them learn Loga, let them learn Quran, let them release them. Many times after primary school, a girl has not finished Hifzul Quran. Why? Why will your daughter not finish Quran by age 10? Tell me why. Any one of us here. You will have a girl at age 10, maximum 11, to teach by Quran. If one, why? Why? Why should you have a son at age 11, he has not memorized the Quran? Why? 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 He has not learned any book on Aqidah. He has not learned anything about speaking Arabic language. No fiqh, no salat, nothing. And you are proud. So my thinking is, okay, can we grab those girls after primary school for 2 years? You spend 6 years in primary school for dunya. Spend 2 years for Allah now. Is that one too much? You spend 6 years to usirun al-hayat ad-dunya. After 6 years, Okay, can you spend 2 years alone for Allah? I want to talk about I'll start 2 years about papers are English. See, papers are English, I think color do mefa. Follow. Okay. Or that the girl finishes secondary school. There is always a hiatus between secondary school and university. 1 or 2 years or 1.5 years. Engage the girl. Let her remedy her Quran, her Arabic, her Aqidah. At least be able to read a book in Arabic. If your child finishes secondary school, you have not done well. Though. Whether it's a doctor or nurse or anything, don't lay katira. Because the world is going through a confusion. With this AI, so you must be able to learn Ajesara. You need Ajesara. When you give back to the children, you immunize them. What is the religious immunity you are creating for your children? But me, I want to be able to say, Allah, I created a platform for them. That's my own. If you like, use it. If you like, don't use it. There are others too. I'm just talking about the one that I see and that I know. So make sure that your children learn the religion properly. Please. One of our brothers died recently. May Allah pardon him. I met his son yesterday. I was just watching that boy. He had a first class in the university in London. He studied IT. He did this. But before he left, he memorized the Quran. He learned Arabic. So I spoke to himself and the mother yesterday and the person with whom we went. For every verse that I picked, he has a response. So all I'll say is, you have Tafsir Ibn Kathir. You can carry him along. But that your son is tabula rasa, blank. You are proud that he has 5A, 7A. She won't call A law only. She won't call A law only. So I think we need reorientation. This is my own concern about the women. Abū Nāsir ṣe pé ká gbélé kẹ́lẹ́ wúlò kí àwọn ọmọ yín lè dáa. That's my concern. It does not make any difference. Now you don't want us to be doctor, that is not the issue. But we cannot continue like this. You are a doctor that knows Quran and Sunnah. You are a lawyer that knows Quran and Sunnah. You are an engineer that knows Quran and Sunnah. This is my own concern. But that you're an engineer, doctor, where is Quran and Sunnah? Zero? No. The world has changed past that. If you think that, don't worry. You have ChatGPT that you'll be asking. Don't worry. ChatGPT will lead you to where it leads people to. And it's a very dangerous thing. This ChatGPT, tell you. A brother was mentioning he was asking ChatGPT to create a verse. He created a verse of Quran and sent it to him. It was when he said, no, this verse does not tally. He gave it a name. I think it was in Surah Al-Ma'arij. I don't know whether we saw that clip. He gave it a verse. He went to Ma'arij, he didn't see the verse. He asked GTP, you are lying to me. And these things will only give you the information they have. It is still the same old theory of data in, data out. With no difference. It cannot process data. Can they process data? They can only give you what they have. Sometimes they will tell you that they don't have the background information to supply you what you are asking for. So why do you not input, make your son or your daughter full of data? So women, for the sake of Allah, those of us shouting women, it is because we know our society will be destroyed when our women are destroyed. May Allah protect all of us.
Now, please, on what our Sheikh has just said, I want to just say an example of one of the celebrities that the people usually attach themselves to. It's so funny. There was a woman that said, she sent her 3 children abroad to go and study. Then now, have to come and pay 7 visits. He said, year, she realized that the children had changed to something else. You know what she did? She said she stopped all the so-called activities in Hollywood for 6 years to devote her time for her children. And she said she had to even go and be sweeping to get money to be able to sustain in order to change the children. If a non-Muslim could sacrifice her time
6 years.
6 years for her own children, then we should even do more. Be Muslim or gay. And unless we want to be unjust to our own soul, the majority of women who engage in businesses outside home will see the reflection in the life of their children. One more. You see, I said one time, it's a thing that has been witnessed. One says that you shouldn't engage in anything. And one of the conditions that our Sheikh mentioned is that whatever you want to engage yourself in must not impact negatively on your husband and children. And this is what is happening now. Even at times, it has come to a situation whereby the Umu now will even be engaging to Abu to assist. They are doing their own activities. They are now even bringing Abu to come and also continue. Not have time for children. Abu also do not have time for children. This situation. So we have to change it for better. And that is what our church is telling us. Whether we like it or not, this is the truth. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rectify our affairs. Now, my husband is not happy with me. As he has advised me a decade ago to leave my job, but I refused. Wanted to leave the marriage. I can stop complaining, but I know he's not happy with me. I think this person sent this question. I think we have related. Should a woman leave her job for Allah's sake, or should she leave her job because her husband complained that she is working while the husband provides for her? Similar question. Should a woman leave a paid working job, even though the husband is providing for her? But she's afraid she will have too much free time, and she also thinks that she will do dependent on the man for everything. She now asks, what should I do?
I think you know the answer already. We are just asking. But my advice, look at those conditions again. Condition number 1, al-khuruj la budda an yakuna lil haja. Going out should be for a pressing need. If your husband is already taking care of you, do you fall in this category? You don't. In fact, what you need is to stay in the house to be saying, Alhamdulillah, Alhamdulillah. Why? Allah will be increasing His favors on your husband and your house more and more. Ikhwa, one of the diseases in our time is that we have relegated dua to the background. When Salih alayhi salatu wasalam, when he wanted a camel to come from a mountain, what did he do? Dua. When Yunus was in the belly of the fish inside the depth of the sea, what did he do? Dua. When Musa alayhi salam was in the condition that an ocean, a road should come from it, what was his condition? Dua. But these days we have relegated dua to the last. When women pray very well regarding their home, themselves, their children, and their husband, the home is usually very peaceful. I think some of us grew under atmospheres like this. Wallahi. Many times I used to think like that. I think that it was dua. Because we lived in an environment where you'll be surprised how did you escape that environment. You see that it was dua. We were never useless boys from day one. From day one to today. So I think it was dua. If you know the environment where we grew up, you will know that our area used to be called Colombia. You know what Colombia is meant for. So dua is very important. From mothers, women, it will keep your home. And you know what you will become? When your husband has a problem, he will run back to you. We have a problem in one office today. Please pray for me. That time you will be that queen. Because he now holds you in high esteem. If I get problem, now that woman. Did you not see that Jibreel, when he appeared to the Messenger, alayhi salatu salam, who was he telling to cover him up? Khadija bint Khuwaylid, his wife. So women become more valuable when your man, your husband, don't forget, your righteous and your responsible husband, he appreciates you a lot. So if you're a woman like this taking care of, you don't have a need, you don't have haja outside. You don't have. More so, don't forget, if it is at the expense of your husband and your children, you stay in the house. Stay in the house. Do you know that from the ibadat of women is to seek the pleasure of their husband? Forget about stereotypes from Kufar. Kufar will say, am I living to seek his pleasure? Yes. It is an ibadah to Allah. And this will answer a part of the question here. Should I leave the job because I want to please my husband? Or I should leave the job for the sake of Allah? There is no contradiction between the two. When you please Allah, when you please your husband, Allah becomes pleased with you. When you please your husband, Allah becomes pleased with you. For a woman to deliberately be pleasing her husband is ibadah. The Prophet said so, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. He said, alayhi salatu wa salam, إِذَا صَلَّتْ الْمَرْأَةُ خَمْسَهَا وَصَامَتْ شَهْرَهَا وَحَفِظَتْ فَرْجَهَا وَرَضِيَ عَنْهَا زَوْجُهَا قِيلَ لَهَا. If a woman is regular with her salawat, it means you must be performing that salah correctly. وَصَامَتْ شَهْرَهَا, and then she fasts Ramadan properly. وَحَسْنَتْ فَرْجَهَا أَوْ حَفِظَتْ, she preserves her chastity. You know the fourth condition. رَضِيَ عَنْهَا زَوْجُهَا, her husband is pleased with her. The Prophet arranged this, sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, as if the 5 pillars of Islam, women have their own separately. As if Salat, she's a mu'mina. So that's Tawheed. Then he called Salat. He called Sawm. He didn't call Zakah because she may not have the ability to pay Zakah. He added one, Rid of Zawj. He said, وَرَضِيَ عَنْهَا زَوْجُهَا قِيلَ لَهَا. When the husband is pleased with her and she is like this, it will be said to her, ادخلي الجنة. Come and enter Al-Jannah min ayyi babin shi'ti, from any of the doors of Al-Jannah that you like. So how simple is this dunya for women? Very simple. So you can see that he connected between Salat and Siyam, Hifzul Farj or Hifzul Al-Nafs, and then he mentioned Rid of Zawj, the pleasure of your husband. So if you seek the pleasure of your husband as ibadah to Allah, they are not contradictory. You worship Allah by pleasing your husband. Women can tell you, don't mind that. If you put this on social media now, they start arguing. Can you seek the pleasure of your husband? How can you say in this world that seeking the pleasure of your husband is necessary for me as a wife? Okay, let him too be seeking your pleasure. No. Don't forget, we said at the beginning, you are a Muslimah. Al-mar'atul Muslimah. Don't forget. And then Allah has told the men that وَعَاشِرُهُنَّ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ. Deal nicely with your wives. The Prophet said, خَيْرُكُمْ لِنِسَائِهِ وَأَنَا خَيْرُكُمْ لِأَهْلِ. And so on. So seek the pleasure of your husband itself is ibadah. If you leave that job because of this back home, to take care of the home, take care of the husband, take care of your children, your relatives, your husband's relatives. Because when your husband passes away, you will not have a choice. You have to be dealing with his relatives. So how do you handle that if you've not started now that he's alive? Women, please pay attention to that part of life. You will have to do with the relatives of your husband someday. So try to mend the fence. Qaribu wasajjidu. Close your ranks. Correct the past mistakes. Women, close the ranks. Correct the past mistakes. At least let there be some sort of mutual interaction. If you cannot be deep, close friends, you shall be able to talk. Because when the husband is not there anymore, your daughters, you can't marry them out. You need the father and the relatives of the father. Your sons, you can't just marry wives to them. The family of the girl will ask you, where are the parents, the relatives of the father, the boy? May Allah protect all of us. So I think if she leaves the job for the sake of Allah, it's the same. If she leaves the job to please her husband, it's the same. There's no difference between the two.
Now, take one or two more questions and allow Ash-Shaykh but I'm going to read this question. The sort of religion. Somebody said, I'm afraid that my husband will have more money than me. He might need my current stuff and he will control me more. Please advise me. And this is a big question. I actually believe that women should be in the house, but in the basic situation in the country, where most of them are breadwinners in the family, with men living on their roots, what would be your advice for these women? I don't think that's for the protection of Allah on us as women. There has to be financial stability as Muslim women, because we also have financial responsibility for our parents. And this similar question said, my question is, what's your advice on the husband that takes care of his wife, providing for every need, that he to the parent demanding and requesting money from her? She comes to finding a job, running better, because she wants to provide for her parents, both especially her mother.
Let me start from this last question. During the class, we mentioned the importance of obedience to the husband. We even gave an example. The husband says, sit down in the house. And her father or mother says, come home. I gave us a fatwa by Imam Ahmad too. What did he say the woman should do? Follow her husband. Follow your husband. So, what is the ruling of working as a woman to support your mother? What is the ruling? Is it compulsory? Don't misunderstand me. I'm afraid of being misunderstood. Everything in Islam has a ruling. What is the ruling of a woman sending money to her mother? Perhaps the mother is under the father, taking care of his home according to his ability. Does it still become compulsory of a wife under her husband to seek to be supporting, providing money by obligation, compulsory, or it is recommended? Which one is it? Is it compulsory or it is recommended? Where are the boys in your family? Because it is difficult to find in our Sharia the woman being asked to bring money. Haqqun nafaqah, the right to spend, the right to bring, it does not occur on the woman. The right to spend occurs on who? Men. The right to bring, those we must charge, bring. They are our sons. In fact, in the north, it is very common. When their daughters deliver in the house of a man, they carry food, baby things, everything there. Why? Their daughter is not being asked to bring. They give her. It is here, common with us, that we now tell the daughter, bring. In communities where Islam is more established, you always give the woman. You give her as your daughter. A woman transits from one stage to the other, and her stages are 3. When she's a daughter, she's under who? When she's a wife, she's under who? If the husband becomes widowed, she becomes under who? Her son, or her father back, or her uncle, or all of these relatives. Many times when I see posters, one woman wants to deliver a baby, I usually ask this question: where is her own father? Where is her husband first? And the relatives of her husband. These are the reasons on the day of nikah we ask for all these people. And that's why I say, women, strengthen your relationship with the families of your husband. If your husband becomes incapable, it becomes their job. And then the community where the woman is living, they have a duty on that family. Her relatives, a woman is connected, she has a brother, she has a son, she has an uncle, she has a father, she's at the middle. Everybody is taking care of her. This is you. You must be taken care of. We have been shouting since today. It is irresponsibility for a man not to go out. Yesterday in the class, or the day before, we were saying Allah wants you to travel anywhere. Go and bring halal for you to eat. When you do that, it's fisabilillah. One brother here is running to Ghana. When he comes back from Ghana, he's running to Port Harcourt. When he comes back from Port Harcourt, he's running to Ikorodu. When he comes back, he's running like that. Eta sketa. It's jihad fisabilillah. To take care of the home. As for you women, look at Musa alayhi salam. When he was coming with his family, and he was traveling, he was with his wives and children. What did he say? Inni anastu nara. What did he say to them? Unkusi, you and your dombi. He didn't say, my wife, come, let's go together. So that as I'm cutting the firewood, you will be packing it. You wait here. Let me go and search. So it is the job of the man to search. It is the enjoyment of the woman to take. It is honor that Allah has done to you. So who is commanding who? Who is commanding who? Abu? In fact, text messages. I'm sure you know those WhatsApp. They know the time you return home. They say, please, when coming, branch Vanguard. They will now give you a list. We need this, we need this. Sometimes you're able to buy everything. Sometimes you just buy some. And you use one seed to supplement the rest. But she's there, calm, waiting for you. I have a wife who passed away. She's Hausa. May Allah forgive her. When I'm going out to say, Allah, thou the Kaila Pia, may Allah bring you back home safely. I usually enjoy that dua. So they'll be praying, Allah, bring him back. Today, is this prayer very necessary or not? When we go out, we're expecting somebody somewhere is begging Allah. So how is it? Okay, Okowa, the husband comes back home first. He will not be the one saying, oh Lord, my wife, bring her back. No, la. So the women basically are people that we spend on. They are not the people we tell them bring. And that's why we brothers, the men have to start knowing. All these young boys, I tell them you have responsibility. Start knowing that from primary school. Be serious. So, you see this, your shoulders? It is full of responsibilities. This is how we should bring up our boys. Hey, job, responsibilities. Your head must be correct from day one. So the boy, from day one, he begins to think, oh, I have a job. From day one. Responsibilities from day one. If we all do this in our homes, because now we are gradually replacing our parents. I am not asking my daughter in the house of a man, bring food for me. Don't do that as a man. Who should I ask? My son. Hey, Abdul Fattah. Hey, Abdul Rahman. Hey, Muhammad. Come, I need so thing. Say, okay, sir. Okay, sir. So they start running about. But if I give that job to a woman, I am placing her where Allah has not placed her. I am bringing a mountain on top of her. And it has led to the destruction of many marriages. I'll cite one example. One of our brothers was in a country abroad. His wife was Nikobi, and they were living very peacefully. This brother, my elder brother, tells me that this brother is a very righteous person. My elder brother said this brother is very righteous. I also know him very righteous. So they live very calmly. He's working in a big place. So the wife is fully at home and the children. He did not know that each time he gives money to the house, the wife is cutting some parts and sending it home to her mother to build a house for her. Each time the brother, they give a list, so amounts. They give the money. The wife cuts it, sends some home to her own mother. They are building a house for her. The husband did not know. But women, please note this about men. When we are giving you money, and calculate. I usually know when gas will finish at home than women. I know when rice and fish will finish than women. Me. I calculate it a lot. It will affect your financial plan and how you bring something to the house. They don't need to start telling you, you won't calculate it. Do your job. Don't forget it's a job you are doing for Allah. So, the brother was giving the money, but he was calculating. Oh, this money is supposed to take him for example, 2 weeks. Like 1 week, he start asking me for another money. So the brother said, don't worry. Just be writing the list. Give it to me. I will go and buy the things by myself. That caused a regime change, Abi. Instead of giving the money, just write what you want. Send it to me. I will bring those things to the house. The woman did not like that style. That was where trouble started. So her mother was piling pressure on him. On her. What's happening? You stop sending money. You stop doing this. You stop doing that. You know, she was foaming. She was angry, but she could not tell that anger to her husband because the husband did not know what was happening. So she was very furious. You know, in that kind of a case, if you touch her like this, she will fight you. You know, Otiwu? The husband was offending her without knowing. So I think something small happened between the two of them. Something small, normal. She just fumed. And then it became problems. The two families had to come. The first thing her mother had to say was, why that you have done orire, it was when the brother started clicking that what does the mother mean? And what is shorire? Káwọn ọmọ tiwa náà ṣoríire. Ẹ̀yin lọ sílùú òyìnbó ṣé bá ọmọ tiwa náà wà bẹ́ẹ̀. Tẹ́ bá ti ń ṣoríire káwọn náà ṣoríire. Don't think like this. The oríire of your husband is your own. Àfi tó bá rò dáadáa lókù. When your husband is successful, you are successful. Don't forget your husband that I've been talking about. Is a righteous person, is responsible. Once this righteous and responsible husband, once he succeeds, you have what? You have succeeded. That is natural. If he's responsible and righteous, once he succeeds, you have succeeded. So it became a big issue. At the end of the day, the brother discovered. But you know a man, when he discovered, he did not blow up. He wants to research the job. So he came to Nigeria. He went to their house. He greeted the mother. He threw a question. They took him to that house that his wife was living. So he had to redesign his mind. He felt that he does not have a loyal wife. So and they give you money, make you chop, you they build house. Men are very important in their thinking. They think people. So the brother said, no problem. Our children during COVID-19, they have to come to Nigeria. He organized somewhere, rented a big house, fine house, put her there, and said, near the madrasa, not my own. Near the madrasa, the children were going to the madrasa, be taking care of them. I'll be sending money to you. She was happy because she thinks that's another opportunity to complete the house project. You know, you'll be sending money to her. All that concerns her is send money. She won't worry, I'll be sending you money. So they organize, she's still in that house today. Organize the house, send the house, everything is fine. Stay there, take care of the children. So the children, she's going to come back there, the husband is sending money. He returned back to the country where they were. Do you know the first thing he did? He married another wife. He's still sending the money, but he has another wife. I am saying that the pressure on a woman can break her marriage. That's the reason why I started this incident. What led the woman to get that kind of a treatment from her husband? It's what? It's what? Pressure. Don't pressure your daughters. He's still giving her the money. So what need that? Take the money. Take the money. Take the money. Do anything you want to. Build a house. Buy a car. Invest. Be Dangote refinery bond buyer, no problem. But me, my presence, you will not get it. So he only comes home holiday, sometimes 2 weeks, 3 weeks. All this holiday of foreigners. You know how it is. When they come, they want to visit everybody. They just say, how are you? Hi, children. It goes back. So sometimes the pressure parents place on their girls, if it does not split the home like this, it weakens the loyalty. The woman begins to see her husband as stingy when he is not stingy. And the Prophet prohibited this, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Do you know what he said? Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. He said, "Laysa minna man khabbaba imra'atan ala zawjiha." Laysa minna man khabbaba imra'atan ala zawjiha. It's not part of us. Those who make a woman to now hate the husband. One way Yorubas do it, it's very common with us, is that we put pressure on our daughters in their marriage to be giving us money. Sometimes even these kinds of parents are comfortable. They just want luxury from their daughters. And they put pressure on her. She puts pressure on the husband. In fact, she sees the husband as irresponsible when the man is very responsible. As if to say she's not even grateful. As if to say he has not even done enough. So for the sake of Allah, Allah has not placed that kind of a pressure on a woman. Don't place it on her. You will break her. The woman is fragile. Many of our sisters read fragile vessels. If she's a fragile vessel and she's actually fragile, why do you want to praise the load of seeking for money? Dear brothers, is it not difficult to look for money? It's a job that is meant for men. Go out, run, race, run about, follow the man. Hey, go, come, every day. The next morning, 8 o'clock, if you bring a woman like that, you will break that woman. So Allah says the women stay in your homes. وَقَرْنَ فِي بُيُوتِكُمْ. As for you men, فَامْشُوا فِي مَنَاكِبِهَا وَكُلُوا مِنْ رِزْقِهِ وَإِلَيْهِ النُّشُورُ. Is this complementary lifestyle that will make us be able to grow successful home? Our children will grow under the auspices of their mothers, under their direct control, under our control. They have life, but that we leave home, women leave home. May Allah protect us. I hope all of these will suffice. These issues, we discuss them all the time. May Allah forgive us. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.